Welcome back, bakers. Welcome to the fancy cakery. Welcome to my kitchen. If you have missed the chocolate bomb trend, well, you're not going to miss it this week. We're going to do hot chocolate bombs. If you want the real hot chocolate flavor in your hot chocolate bombs, then you will have to go with a high percentage of cacao chocolate. If you just want to make pretty hot chocolate bombs for the children to have fun with, you could just buy the candy melts. It just doesn't have the chocolate flavor, it's just really sugar. And they don't care, children don't care. And it's just for fun. As long as they get to put it in the milk and it bursts open and they see all the good stuff come out of it. And most importantly, let's have fun. It's all about fun. It doesn't have to look like the professionals. I am not a professional. We're just gonna do this and we're gonna have a really good time. And that's all Christmas is about. You're just putting it in milk and you're gonna drink it anyway. Have you subscribed? Please click the subscribe button. It is free and it really will help my channel to grow, and I can give you more and more recipes and we can have fun together. So don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. I want to hear from you. I love your questions. You make me realize so many things that I missed in a video or I should have said. So I love your comments. Please keep them coming. Okay, we are getting ready to put our chocolate that we have melted in a double boiler into our molds. And if it's one thing that you have to remember, if it's only one thing you remember in this whole video, chocolate and water don't mix. Every single thing you use has to be dry, not a trace of water. Your spoon, your brush, your mold, what you melt your chocolate in, every single thing has to be water free or it's going to seize the chocolate. It's going to see, even though candy melts are not chocolate, it's going to seize the candy melts. So please remember that one thing. Everybody has their own technique of how they put the chocolate into the molds. And this is so far what I've found works for me. I just put some in the bottom. And I could do one at a time, but I find I kind of make more headway when I do them like this. But you do whatever works for you. This is your hot chocolate bombs. And it looks like we're doing a lot. We're doing 6, but when you think about it, you got to put the 2 together, so you're only really doing 3. All right, so now that I have that there, I'm just going to take my spoon and just go around and push my chocolate from the bottom of the side. If you need more chocolate, you just put more chocolate. And chocolate is going to cool pretty quickly, so you want to move not too slow. And remember the mold side, the side that you see is the side that's going to be on the inside, not on the outside. So you don't have to worry if the side that you see looks kind of not right. Right now I'm just making sure it's up on the side. And when you think about it, the top edge is going to be your weakest point. So that's why I'm making sure I want a nice rim of chocolate, kind of thick on the top edge, but not too thick. Because I don't want it to be cracky. cracky. I don't even know if that's good. Okay, and I found that when I finish that and it looks like that, there's some spots, and I make sure and I look that the top lip is done really nice. And then I take my brush, and I don't know if this is a technique, but I kind of just go swirl around. Kind of gets the chocolate all to the bottom. And I make sure the bottom is all covered. So here they are. Now we're going to put these in the freezer. I want to show you how I made my own mold. And I know it's going to seem so silly. I took a piece of foil and I found something round, a lime. And I'm going to put it in my hand, and then I'm going to really hold it close there and kind of mold it. It's going to crumple. You would think that you can do this with plastic wrap, but when you go to smear the chocolate, it won't do. So then I turned it over on my counter, and I kind of just, because you know the edges already are going to be wonky and you're going to have to fix it, but you want this portion to be as smooth as possible. So it's still going to look wonky, but you could fix it with decorations. And get the children to get some objects around the house. And then I just kind of released it and cut the rim. Maybe one of your decoration balls would be really good for this, for your Christmas tree. Clean it off real nice. I crimped the top as smooth as I can. Tried not to touch the shape of the roundness. And I took my chocolate . Put it on the inside. We're going to put that in the freezer. There's a reason that everyone buys the silicone molds, because this is nerve-wracking. But I want to prove to you it can be done. You can home make these. We're going to make something with that. And if you have a little hole, like I don't know if you can see my little hole, I'm just going to take some melted chocolate that. And I'm gonna get it out of my hand because as you can see, it's melting all over my hand. We have our chocolate ready to unmold. And the best advice I can give is try to just release the top edge very gently from the mold as best you can. But really, what you're really looking to do is push up from the bottom. And don't touch it as much as you can. Don't touch it because it's going to start to melt in your hand. Your hand is hot. So let me get this down. And if you have a hard time getting it out of the mold, chances are it's not cool enough. I put this frying pan on the stove and it's warm. I can still touch it. You don't want it hot. And trying to make as little a mess as possible, not melt this chocolate. I'm just gonna take one side and just smooth it out as best I can without cracking it. I have made a mixture of 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of espresso powder, and 1 tablespoon of chai spice. And I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons in there. And then I'm gonna get, I have some chocolate, mini chocolate chips. And then I have some marshmallows. And as many that'll fit. I'm gonna try a cram in there. But be gentle because you are dealing with a chocolate shell. It can crack. So. In the middle. So that's where you're gonna have the most space. Remember, you have that other sphere. Not to the edge. Take our top and then just a little bit and I'm putting it on and I'm just running my finger around it to get rid of the excess chocolate. You also could decorate around that, and the more I touch it, the more it's just gonna melt in my hand. So I don't know if you can see, but my fingerprint right there and right there. So I'm not gonna touch it anymore. I'm leaving that right there, and we're just going to decorate it. And I'm just going to back and forth my chocolate for contrast. And while it's still wet, I'm going to add my sprinkles. I have finished my hot chocolate bombs. I have used some candy melts and also the chocolate. The chocolate is really challenging because it melts so quickly, just the heat of your hand. I would definitely say if you want to get the children involved, I would say go with the candy melts. Easier, simpler, much more forgiving. This is the one that we made with the foil, and if you really look good, you could decorate it and no one will even know that you kind of made that out of foil yourself. I always try to recover my mistakes. So one of my shells had a crack on one side, and I had another shell that kind of was cracky on this side. So I sealed it together, and then I took one shell and tilted it and put it on top of the crack on that side, and I just decorated it. You know, children will be happy with that. You gotta do what you gotta do. And you can use so many different types of decorations. You can use your candy cane crushed. You can just sprinkle chocolate on top, drizzle, put a little mini chocolate chips. And like every recipe that we are featuring on this December to remember, or not, there's going to be some alcohol involved. We're going to add some Kahlua. And a hot chocolate bomb video is not complete unless we see a hot chocolate bomb in the milk. Thank you for joining me this week in the Fancy Cakery. I look forward to seeing you next week, and let's keep baking.